You're watching Adorama TV.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Adorama TV. Well, recently we did a show on digital photography one-on-one, all about macro photography, and we promised that we'd be talking about some of the gear that we used in that episode, and we're going to start that with this week's Adorama TV. We have so much gear to talk about that we can't fit it all into one episode, so this week we're going to be talking about some lenses and flashes specifically for Canon cameras, and next week we'll be talking about the Nikon equivalents. So this week we're going to start out first with some lenses to take a look at. On the left-hand side here, I have this. This is a 100 millimeter macro lens, and this guy is a phenomenal lens. It's a 2.8 lens. It runs about $500. It's got some switches on the side that allow you to select autofocus, manual focus, and then also focusing distance. The nice thing about this lens is the focus is pretty darn fast, so I was able to shoot with this lens and really dial in quickly on things that were moving, like flowers and bugs and stuff like that, that if you don't get them focused really quickly, they're going to be out of the scene. Well, another lens that we tried was the 100 millimeter macro. This is the L lens. Now this one is very similar to this other 100 millimeter lens. The difference is the glass is a little bit different inside, and it also has some image stabilization built in. And so this one, it focuses a little bit faster than its counterpart, but the price difference is a little bit larger as well. So this one is about $1,000, this one is about $500. Both lenses behave really, really stellar. The focus is a little bit faster on this, and then the sharpness on the lenses, obviously the L lens has a little bit sharper images than the consumer lens. Now let's talk a little bit about some flashes, because there are two options that we looked at, and I really, really like both of them. So let me start with the pack here. I'm going to just go ahead and slide this onto my camera here. Now both of the flashes that we're going to be talking about mount basically the same way. You slide the pack onto the camera, onto the hot shoe, and then the flash itself just mounts to the end of your lens. And so that puts the flash really, really close to your subject, and then it allows you to do all kinds of things. So we're going to talk about the differences in the flash itself in a second. But first, let's take a look at the pack. So I'm going to spin this around here so you can see this. Now when I turn it on, this pack is very similar to something you might see with a 550EX or a 580EX2. So if you're familiar with speed lights, these are going to be very, very comfortable for you. They have all the standard modes, so you have ETTL, so the flash is going to do all of your exposure for you. You can then go in, you can hit select here, you can do overexposure, underexposure, or compensation, I'm sorry, exposure compensation, you have that there. You also have high-speed sync, you have rear curtain sync. So you've got that, you've got manual mode if you need to do that. And then also with these flashes, you have something called ratio control. So if I hit the ratio button, you'll see that there's an A and a B. And what that allows you to do on the front, and I'll show you this in a second, there are two different sides to each of these flashes. And so you can make one brighter or the other one brighter. And so you can really control how the light looks on your subject. And then if you really want to get fancy, you can hit this ratio control one more time, and you see that there is a C, as in Charlie, that shows up. And what that allows you to do is to control an external speed light. So you could actually control 3 different zones. And so you could have the light from your flash coming right off the lens, and then you could add a 3rd or 4th or 5th all in the same zone and control those from here. So the way this works is, I'll just put it on the A and B ratio. To get over to the A, you just push this button, it goes more to that side, or back to B, it goes more to that side. And then for C, you actually have to go in and dial that up or down that way. So it's A and B, and then C is a zone all in of itself. And then you can also change the channel, so you can have different zones. You won't be able to interfere with somebody else if they're shooting. But that's how that works. It's very, very familiar. If you're familiar with the 580 or 550, this is going to work just fine for you. You have custom functions as well. So that's the head, the body. The head of these, there's 2 different heads. And so let me talk to you both of these really quickly. First thing to note is that on the L lens, the 100 millimeter L lens, these won't mount directly to the lens because the lens is not the right size. So you'll need to get a little adapter. This adapter is about $35. So if you do have the L lens, make sure you order the adapter when you get one of these flashes. And then that just screws right to the end of the lens here. And once you have that on, either one of these macro speed lights will mount right onto this lens. So I'll go ahead and mount this guy up here. It just sort of snaps on there. and the body goes right onto the camera body, just like that. Okay, now if you look at these really close, you can see that this one looks like a Star Wars TIE fighter, and this looks like something else. Looks like a normal ring flash you'd see in the studio, and they behave a little bit differently. So let me start over here with this macro ring light. What this does, it provides you with very soft light, a really close range, and you can control each side of this ring light. So this side is zone A, this is zone B, so you can make one side brighter or dimmer. And then there are these two little lamps right here. So on the back, on the body, there's actually a little lamp button, and when you push that, these guys illuminate. And that will help you focus if you're in low light, and also will help you understand where the light is falling. And so that's what that lamp is for. And then once you take a photo, those lamps turn off so you don't accidentally drain the battery of your ring flash. Now this guy I've used quite a bit. We were able to take some pictures of bugs and other things, and it was really, really simple to use and a lot of fun. You just sort of forget that there's a flash on there, and it's one of those kinds of situations with this lens and flash. You just get out there, you can just forget about all the technical stuff and shoot, and you're going to get great pictures. So this is a great kit. Either one of these lenses, either one of these flashes, I've tried them both, and I had so much fun that the staff here had to tell me to stop taking pictures so we could make videos. But let me tell you about this guy right here. This is the 24EX, and it's a little bit different. And the difference is that these are two different lights here, and what you can do is you can slide these on and off. And this also has a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom, each of these do. So this gives you a lot more flexibility. So you can position this just about anywhere you want, or you can put it right here on this mount that goes on the ring of the lens, and then on that you can adjust these up or down, and then you also have control over the ratio of the A and B as well. So you can control it just like you can with the ring flash, but it's a little bit different because you can take these off and position them all over the place. And then the body is the same, so you can have your ratios, you can control another group of external flashes if you want. And then these guys are really nice because you can put filters on them, you can bounce them, you can do all kinds of stuff. So if you really wanted to, and maybe put something behind a flower, in front of a flower, handhold this, get an assistant, you can have all of that flexibility with this system, whereas this one is pretty much stuck on the end of your lens. So that's really the only difference. The other thing is you can put these in and out like this. So again, you can bounce these and sort of add light. So you have a lot more control with this guy, which is the 24EX, than you do with this one, which is the 14EX. But once again, I played with both of these, and both of them were just so easy to use that I didn't really think too much about the flash. I just got out there and started shooting and had a lot of fun. Now this guy is about $730, and this one is just under $500, so there is a price difference between these. But again, this one has a lot more options for controlling the light than the ring light does. So there you have it, two different flashes, two different lenses. I tried all of them. And really, honestly, I had so much fun shooting with both of these setups. I was mixing and matching. I just forgot about the gear and focused on the photos and had a lot of fun. So I recommend any of this stuff. If you're just starting out, you might want to go with the 100mm consumer lens and this ring light. If you really want total control, or if you're doing professional work, then I recommend the L lens and this the 24EX, so you have a little bit more control over your light. But there you have it. Remember, next week we're going to be talking about the Nikon version of all of this stuff, so please stay tuned. And remember, if you have questions about photography or photography-related gear, you can send that to me at AskMark@Adorama.com. And as always, we have all kinds of stuff posted to the Adorama Learning Center, so if you want to know more about macro photography or other types of photography, check out the Learning Center for all the information. Well, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.
This episode is brought to you by AdoramaTV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center, where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store, located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.